All right, guys. So we're back at the table, and you can see that I have a flyer here from a company that you may or may not be familiar with. Now, about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, I did a review on their case, the 075 in OD green. And I have to say, I love the case. I still love it. Use it quite a bit still. I took it on vacation, took it to the range hundreds of, I wouldn't say hundreds of times, but probably close to 100 times. I've actually dropped it about 1,000,000 times. I think it may have even actually fell off my Jeep when I was driving up my driveway. So yeah, so obviously that case has lasted considerably well over the time. So I'm going to show you that case really quick. So let me go grab that. And I'm going to move some of these guns over to the side because I'm going to show you what they're out here for in a second. But you can see here, and I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit here, fellas and ladies. So you can see this case a little bit better. So this is my original Condition 1 075 in OD green. And I've got to say this case has done me very, very well. It's had no problems at all. It's lasted. It's got a couple of scuffs here and there. But I mean, overall, this case has lasted through everything. Vacations, range time, storage, you name it. It's just awesome. It's functional, and it's going to give you lots and lots of enjoyment in regards to being able to know that your guns are going to be secure. You obviously have your little gasket in the middle here that's got a rubber gasket so that you can seal it tight. You've got your pressure valve so you can adjust that depending on the environment that you're in, which again is useful, especially if you're going in and putting this in a plane or maybe carrying it on a boat or something like that. And you never know. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes, you go on a cruise, or maybe you just have your own boat and you want to put your guns on that boat. That's always a great opportunity to be able to do that. Again, dust, dirt, moisture, that will protect, this case will protect everything. Now, what you see in the middle here is their original foam. This is their pick and pull foam, and it has actually held up fairly well. I mean, this is going on a year. My guns have been carried in this thing. You can see some of the actual, I don't know if you could see that on camera, but you can actually see where the muzzles of the guns were, and you can see some carbon actually on there. So I've gotten some really good use out of it. I've stored guns like this, the 19X, my Steyr L9, which I've stored in here as well. And it has carried all of them with no problems. Obviously, you can see a little bit of a bend here, but that's also not an issue because once you put another solid object in here like this, the P10, it'll actually give you that bend back or that push back against the foam, so it'll fit in there. I've actually cut 3 slots in here for extra magazines. So, overall, this case has served its purpose, and it's done a very, very nice job. I've had no complaints about it over a year. In regards to the interior has held up very well. Again, you can see the rubber gasket in this area here, and also just coming around the edges here. So nothing is broken down. The handle on this thing is still attached, as you can see right there. It's very rugged, very thick. Again, your pressure valve here. But overall, I mean, this has been a great case. Now, I'm going to show you what I got from Condition 1. And I'm super, super excited about this because when I reached out to him and I asked him, hey, would you like to do another review? Obviously, I'm a fan of their cases. But I also told him that, the next case I get, I'd like to get something that's a little bit larger, something that will fit a little bit more in regards to just having the option of carrying different handguns. Now, you'll notice I'm zooming out on my camera a little bit. Again, pardon the mess, but I've got to have a little bit more room to show you this bad boy. There we go. That's pretty funny. It takes up the whole camera. But as you can see here, this is their 18-inch case. This is actually, let me see if I can get the number for you. This is the 801, the number 801 in their tan. You can see that it's a lot bigger. As a matter of fact, let me grab the green one so you can see the difference in size. So again, this is their 14-inch, this is their 18-inch, and you have that much more room. And it's a little, I should say, a lot deeper than the actual 14-inch as well. Again, you can go to their website and check out all the measurements for yourself, but you guys can do that on your own. I'm sure you're very capable. Now, this case actually came with the pick and pull foam as well. This is actually the bottom portion of it, as you can see here. And then this is what it came with. And honestly, it's actually fairly rigid still. I mean, it's a thick piece of foam. Again, some people don't like that because they know over time that it'll probably, break down. Again, the one I had prior to this was over a year, and I've had no issues with it at all, especially with a lot of consistent use. Now, with this one, a lot of the features are identical. Actually, all the features are identical. You have your pressure valve here. You have a nice handle, very thick. It should not break down anytime soon. Again, everything is attached very well. Again, your let whatever you want to call these clips, are again, have a nice area to touch where you get some good traction on your fingers. So if it's wet or anything like that, you won't have a problem. Now let's take a look on the inside. And what you're going to see here, guys, is this pretty sweet solid foam. So it's a little bit different than the pick and pull because this has already been pre-cut. This is the way this case was actually sent. However, inside the case had the soft foam, and then they actually sent this out with it, which I was super surprised about because I didn't think they were going to do that. I'm super happy they did because I never got an opportunity to actually try this out. And I have to say, even though this is good to go, and like I said, I've used things like this for over a year without any problems, I've got to say this is so much better. It's just more rigid, obviously, but more importantly, it just gives you that ability to feel a little bit more secure, that this foam won't break down, at least no time soon. Now, again, the top of the cover, you can see, if I can get that in the camera view, but you can see that there's also that soft foam at the top. So you're going to have that extra layer of protection. Again, this case came with a very thin piece of foam, which I took out, but I might actually put this in at the bottom again because it doesn't do anything with this foam. It doesn't, affect it in any way, but just to have that extra layer of shock protection, I think is important, especially if you're going to be carrying something with an optic or something like that. Again, you still have the rubber gasket on the interior line that you can see right here. So again, this should be watertight. You should not have any issues with anything leaking in this, which again is a huge bonus. Again, you have your little areas where you can attach locks. So if you are going to take this on trips, you can actually, and I'll show you right here, you can attach the lock on this point and this point, and then as the lid closes, it'll connect to the bottom of the case, which allows you to secure it nice and snug and nice and secure so you don't have to worry about anybody getting in your box, which is always a good thing. Now, in regards to this piece here, and if you guys haven't seen K.S. Gun Guy's video, he did take this out and he turned a gun upside down and fit in there. This is a little bit different because you don't have that deep cutout here. I mean, could I take a knife and cut this out? I certainly could, but I actually like it this way. I'm going to keep it this way. Again, you can fit extra magazines if you choose to, which is actually pretty cool. You don't have any issues with that. And I know it's kind of fun. These are 10-round magazines, and I'm really hopeful that, what happened in California is going to happen in New York soon, hopefully. But it does give you that option. Another option you could use this for, and let me see if I have it. I don't think I have the gun out. Hold on one second. Another option you can do is you can actually bring your Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS, maybe take off the slide, throw the slide in here, and then just close the lid so that you can take your, maybe a non-MOS, like for example the 19X, and then just attach the slide to that, which is kind of cool. I like the idea of that. Now, could you carry the MOS without putting it in here? Yeah, you could. As a matter of fact, as I drop it in there, there's enough coverage, or I should say enough depth to this case to actually be able to close this lid. And no problems at all. Snug fit, nice and secure. You can see there's no buckling or anything there whatsoever. So you actually have the ability to carry this with an optic, which is pretty friggin' impressive. Again, here's the 19X. You guys know that these grips are fairly long because they're based on the 17. And again, as you put it in there, the gun just sinks right in, no issues at all. Again, can the case close down? Absolutely, no problems. This back piece here does not extend any higher than the MOS or the red dot that I have. Here's my CZP-10. Again, not necessarily the shortest gun in the world in regards to the grip, but definitely it's not a small gun, but it's not a huge gun. The Steyr L9, super big, long slide, fits in there like a glove. Let me see what else I can grab. Oh, my Walther PPQ, which is also not a little skinny guy, but as you can see, goes right in, no problems. And let's say you want to take your 1911 with you, you can definitely put that in there as well. And that's it. And then you can close your box. Everything closes nice and solid. Again, no buckling in this area here, so it actually seals very tightly. And again, I mean, just an outstanding product from Condition One. Highly recommend them. They make excellent cases. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to show you this flyer again. You can see this. This thing is awesome right here. I mean, this is a whole rolling case. I think Big Johnson's got one of these bad boys. But as you go inside, you get to see all the different things they have here. Rifle cases, small cases. And this thing isn't just for guns. And that's, the thing that a lot of people think that this is just a gun case. It's not. If you have camera equipment, any kind of electronic devices, anything that's valuable that you want to seal tight and just put it away, absolutely go with the Condition One. Again, it's not a sales pitch, guys. I'm just showing you products that I use, products that I truly believe in, and products that I have used and have had no issues with them. So again, awesome job, Condition One, with this ridiculously, awesomely large case. So tell me what you guys think about Condition One. I mean, if you have any experience with them, I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you haven't, you maybe should check them out. Or if you've had experience with other cases, tell us what they are. So I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe. And as always, everyone, freedom is never free.